Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we are going to learn the different ways to create RDD in PySpark with simple practical example that you can try along with me. Before we jump, let's see what is the RDD. RDD stands for Resilient Distributed Dataset. It is the fundamental data structure in PySpark that allow distributed processing across a cluster. Let's see what are the ways you can create RDD. First is the Parallelize method. Second is the TextFile method. Third is wholeTextFiles method. Fourth, if you perform any transformations on an existing RDD, then it will create a new RDD. You can create an RDD using the DataFrame as well. And the last, you can create an empty RDD using the empty RDD function. So let's move forward and see it in a practical way. So I'm going to use the PyCharm and I have already configured PySpark in this project. You can use any IDE which has a PySpark configure, or you can run it on the Databricks as well. If you want to know how we can configure PySpark in PyCharm, you can click on the I button above. So let's move forward and start the programming. First, we need to import the Spark session and create the Spark context for it. So let's first import the Spark session. Let's create the Spark session. You can give any app name that you want. Now let's create the Spark context. Let's start with the most basic method, creating the RDD using the Parallelize function. Here we convert a local Python collection like a list or a tuple into an RDD. So let's create one list. So to create it into RDD, we need to use the Parallelize method of the Spark context. You need to pass the data as the parameter. By default, it will create the number of partitions, and to check how many partitions it create, you can use the get number of partitions. And if you want to see the data in the RDD, you can use the collect action that is used to return the content of the RDD. If you just print the variable, it will show the RDD object. So let's run this program and see what it returns. So here we can see the number of partitions in which our data is divided is 8, and the data which is stored in the RDD is the list 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, and the variable is the parallel collection RDD. So if you want to specify the number of partitions in which your data needs to be distributed, you can specify while passing the data. So here I'll specify 2, and now let's rerun our program. So here you can see the number of partitions that we are getting is 2. So this is about the Parallelize method. So let's comment it out and move forward. The next method, that is TextFile. This method is used to read the content of the text file. So let's create one text file first. I'm going to create one directory as of now. Now create a text file inside that directory. Here I'm going to write some sample data. Now let's save this data.txt, close it, and read our text file. Here we need to pass the location where our file is stored. So our file is under the data directory and the file name is data.txt. To print the content of the file, we are going to write the rdd_file.collect. Now let's run our program and see what is the content of the file. So our data is read successfully from the file and it is converted into an RDD. So assume instead of one file, you are having multiple files. So in that case, you can use the third function, that is whole text files. So let's create another text file into this data directory. Save this file and let's read the data of this directory. Here we need to pass the directory path where our files are stored. So in that case, let's give data and print the content of this RDD. Let's run our program to see what is the content of this RDD. It will give you the key value pairs. Key is the file path, whereas the value is the content of the file. And here you can see we are getting the output as a key value pair, and the key is the file name along with the path, and the value is the content of that particular file. So let's move forward and see the next method using which you can create an RDD. Whenever you perform any transformations on an existing RDD, it will create a new RDD. Let's create existing RDD. Now let's create the map transformation on this. What it does, it will iterate over all the content and it will multiply it by 2. So it will create a new RDD. Let's see the output of this. Let's run our program. So here you can see the variable is stored as an Python RDD, and the output of this new RDD is the multiplication of every element by 2. Now assume you have a data frame and you need to convert it into the RDD. You can convert it using .rdd function. So let's create the data frame as of now. We are going to use the create data frame function that is present under the Spark session, and the data in this we are going to use is here we need to provide the column names. So our data frame is created successfully. Now we need to convert this data frame into an RDD. So df.rdd is the function you use to convert the data frame into an RDD. Let's print this df_rdd and the content of this df_rdd. So the variable type is map partition RDD, and as you know, the data frame is a collection of row type objects. So our RDD is having row type data. So row ID1 name 1, row ID2 name B. So assume if you want to create an empty RDD, you can do it by using the spark context.emptyRDD function. So let's print this empty RDD and let's print the content of this empty RDD as well. This is rarely used but helpful in edge cases like initializing variables. So here you can see the variable type is empty RDD and it contains nothing. So these were the main ways to create RDD in PySpark. So thank you for watching. See you in next video.